We've got many warriors and vets that have been in very, very deep PTSD. And fly fishing is one of the most phenomenal therapies that you can have, or almost anything. I'm 80 years old. I started fly fishing when I was 8 years old, so I've been doing it for 72 years. In that period of time, I've thrown at least 1 or 2 lines and gotten them wet. Our volunteers in our programs are in all 50 states. You need to click. The first program was up at Walter Reed, started by Ed Nicholas, who is the brains behind this whole thing. We currently have 206 programs scattered around the U.S. in various military hospitals, in the VA facilities and DAV chapters. Right now, we're running out of the Hampton VA on the 2nd and 4th Tuesday of the month, and out on the 1st and 3rd we run out of Chapter 2 over on Warwick Boulevard. In 2015, we had more than 180,000 hours donated by volunteers, and with 3,000 volunteers across the U.S. In that, we've served 7,400 vets, and this is growing very fast. I've said 206 programs. It might even be more already, because you got to really stay on the ball to keep up with how many programs are going on. We have been covered by CNN, Fox News, Rod Reel Chronicles. Many of our programs have had national TV coverage. So we've only been around not that many years, but enough that we're growing fast. Okay? Our belief, you read this stuff, is helping disabled veterans is usually not a one-time thing. It's a long-term working with them, and for coaching, mentoring, being a friend, whatever it takes. We've got guys in our program here that when they first joined us were very deep depression and PTSD. And one of them right now is I'm about to move up to a volunteer to help guide. You know, people want to know, well, where do you fish? Well, any place there's water and fish in that water. It basically is what it boils down to. Fresh water, salt water, briny water. It doesn't make a whole lot of difference. So if you can think about fishing, fly fishing will work. Oops, back up one. You can just use the arrow back there. We fish rivers, streams, lakes, ponds, and oceans. I mean, almost, literally any place, okay? What type of fish? You can't think of a fish that we don't fish for, including shark and, yeah, my brain just shut down. Tarpon, that's the word I was looking for. And if you want to have a lot of fun, you just get about an 85 or 100-pound tarpon out on the end of a 12-weight fly rod. And you're going to be busy for about 45 minutes at least. What do? We have fly tying sessions, we have fly casting sessions. Starting January 17th, we've got a class that's going to be, they're going to build their own fly rod from scratch. And we have videos, and we're going to be doing discussions. So a lot of it is just getting things going and getting people. You notice this ugly guy right here? He's the one sitting all the way in the back. This was a rod building session 2 years ago, I think. Okay. Anything we deal with is usually an extended commitment of some kind, because we're dealing with amputees, traumatic burns, visual impairment, nerve damage, just about anything. You'll see in some of the pictures coming up the types of people we deal with. Okay, we work at two different levels. When a person first is in the hospital and starting their recovery, we get involved right there, and it usually is a great spot to get involved with them. And we also deal with people who, like yourself, been out for a while, what's going on. I almost dare anybody in this room to do fly fishing about 5 times and not have it hook you. It is the most beautiful thing to watch when you see somebody that knows what they're doing. When you first start doing it, you are going to feel so awkward. You're going to be doing everything wrong, and you're going to get frustrated. Once you learn it, it is one of the most beautiful sports to watch. Okay? Basically, we've got a situation where a lot of times it's just getting people out of bed or off the couch. And once you do that, the whole idea of getting them out of the shell that they've withdrawn into. This is a great low stress sport. It's not something where you're really hard competing. Usually the only thing you're competing with is a fish that's got a brain less smaller than your thumbnail, I mean your little fingernail. And an awful lot of times they win. There's times where you think you're doing everything right and you just can't get them to take it. Okay? The magic, we say, really starts with the first cast, with the first tying session, And in the yellow on these, I've got quotes from various vets and warriors who have been part of the program. Okay? It continues with the experience of getting on the water. And you're standing on the myself, I spent a long time out on the West. I taught at the University of Montana. And if you're in Montana, you think you've died and gone to heaven if you're a fly fisherman. I mean, it is unbelievable. Here in Virginia, we've got some really great streams too, out in the Shenandoah Valley area. This picture here, this could be any one of several streams that we fish. Do you recognize it, Chuck?
No.
I'm not sure. It could be Rose River, it could be Back Creek, it could be any of those out in that, especially that Bath County area. Okay. This is Rose River, because I've set up a chair on this thing before to fish. I'm past waiting. My legs just won't let me get out there and do it. Any kind of rocks that slip, I'm going to be in the water. So I fish from the shore most of the time, or from this is Rose River. Rose River Farm is owned by Doug Deere, who is the chairman of the Project Healing Waters Board. Okay. We've got people that are missing an arm, and they really pick up the sport. There's a special reel you can put on for a one-handed person for retrieving the line. So we've got that. If you've got some kind of an arm problem, we have things we call strong wrists that you can put on to hold everything. Yeah. We have the rod building, and I'll tell you, it's amazing. When you get somebody to build a rod and they get done with it, the satisfaction, you can see it in their face. It is an amazing process. Most of the guys we got building rods this year built rods last year. They are really into it. Okay. Bonding with friends and sharing the love of fishing, okay? It just, being on the water, especially with vets with various types of problems, you're with people who have problems too. They understand your situation. And it's just a bonding occurs that is sometimes to me even unbelievable. We becoming immersed in this course, I mean, it has endless possibilities. I have fished everything from ocean to high, small mountain streams. I mean, and it's just the satisfaction I cannot describe. We always kid people when we teach warriors when we take them out, and they catch their first fish. And we simply tell them, if you don't kiss it, you'll never catch it. It's another one. That's right. So I've got quite a few pictures of people kissing fishes. Okay. Our volunteers and participants have learned that our program really provides a unique, natural way to heal. We've got one guy in our program now, I said a few minutes ago, who, when he first got out, he had very bad PTSD, and he literally went out in the mountains west here in Virginia and lived for about 2 years living off the land. And he says that's what the Marines taught him to do, and he did it. He just wanted nothing to do with people. He now is one of my absolute best casters and fishermen. The camaraderie that forms, there's no way of putting it into words. You have to see it to believe what happens. Okay? This young man here, missing both legs. He's got prosthesis on. He wades right out into the middle of the stream with the best of him. Another picture. This is taking a picture of him from on the back side. These people, once you get into this thing, nothing's going to stop you. You put it all down to this picture. Here's a guy that has one arm. And you can notice he has this little lever on that reel is an automatic retrieve. When he's ready to retrieve, he squeezes that and brings the line back in, since he doesn't have a second hand to do it with. We have I forgot what program it's in. We have a one-handed fly tie. Do you remember what program he's in, Chuck?
No. I think down southwest.
I've never met him. I've seen him tie, videos of him tying with one hand. It's just, you know, he says, that's my left hand, that's my right hand, and this is my third hand here, you know. And to watch him and what he does with fly tying is unbelievable. Okay? Any place you can get a wheelchair up to the crest, to the edge, you can fish. I do most of my fishing sitting down these days. Okay? Okay, yeah. I want to thank you. I don't want to eat up too much of your time. What we do, we believe in. And if you have any remote interest in fly fishing, if you've never done it and you know nothing about it, most of the people we work with are starting from scratch. Okay? We have some brochures with us. We go online to projecthealingwaters.org. There's a lot that you can find out about us, what's going on, where the programs are, and all this other stuff. Okay? And that's it. That's all the time I'm going to eat up from you.
I'll lead it.